Yo guys, welcome back to the stream everyone. Yo yo yo. And in this stream we will try to fix something that we were trying to fix yesterday. And so to be precise, we have to wait a second. It has a box collider, yeah, because we need a box collider. And we were not able to register the bullet hit on the player, so to fix that, we can. For now, we will just remove the each trigger from our collider so that the bullet kind of registers in the way it should. It should. Yo, regular user, welcome back to the stream, brother. So let's test if our hit is getting registered right now, which should. Yo, Knick-Knack, welcome to the stream, brother. With your lighter कहाँ गयो? लाइटर पाउँछ मलाई लाइटरको केही थाहा छैन Oh, maybe I should also play some background music for you guys. जे गर्नु उता गर न We also removed the each trigger, so the player should have registered the hit, but it's not working right now. Let's try it one more time. What the fuck? Playing the technical bad. Mm, let's give it one more try, and then we might be able to figure out what's wrong with our setup so that we can adjust it accordingly and maybe fix this bug and move on to our next step. But the first thing that I want to check is if the collider is being set properly, which I believe must be working properly because we kind of fixed that in our yesterday's stream. Okay, see, and the collider is proper. It's just the offset is a bit off. We might wanna move this a bit on the right. Since we have our colliders, why is it not getting registered? See, we are getting completely missed by our colliders. So if I try to unmorph, then try, maybe I should reload first. Still we are not getting it. Dude, I did remove the capsule collider from my player, and maybe that could be the reason my player is not getting hit when it's unmorphed, but it should, the hit should have been registered after I kind of morph back into the object, because we did have a we are disabling all the triggers. Maybe I should try one thing. So now we should be able to get the hit detected when we do not have when we are not morphed. So if that happens, then the issue was with us having no colliders, because we were only hoping to rely on our character controller's collider, and I don't think the collider kind of detects the bullets and everything. So that might be an issue. That could have been an issue. But still, we'll figure it out. Okay, now we are getting it properly. So that was the collider issue, but after we get morphed, we still had a collider, a box collider, and that collider was not working for us. So let me also test one more scenario with this. I guess now we will be able to detect the hit properly, even though after we morph into an object, but the hit radius is gonna be way bigger because we are not making any kind of changes to our player's capsule collider. So we have to find a way to disable that collider after we morph, and then we will have to figure out a way to kind of make the hit detection working for the box collider, and then it will be fixed properly. Okay, since I got morphed into this object, and if I see from the scene's POV, then I can still see that I have this collider still working for me, and I don't want this collider to be active after I'm off. So if I go inside of our colliders, then I can see our capsule collider is still turned on, which should not be turned on, and our box collider is set as trigger. So that was the issue with our collider not working. And maybe we can detect. I did find a way to detect a hit on the trigger collider yesterday, so let's give that a try. And if that works, then we can just disable this collider, and since our box collider is set to is trigger, so we might be able to, if we find a way to get the trigger detection working with our hit, then we might be able to fix this without having to add a lot of different stuff into this, which will be a lot easier for me. So I just need to find a way. Or recast itself doesn't directly detect trigger colliders unless I tell it to. Okay, so I have to tell that guy to also detect the trigger colliders. So if I go to my script and if I this is the maybe this is the part which needs to get changed. So I just need to change this to this. So this is the ray and this is the thing that and also add one change to our script since we have our Morph controller script inside of our player, then so we can what the fuck. We need a collider, which was our capsule collider. Since we got the reference for it, the only thing that's left is we have to disable this collider the moment we morph and then re-enable it after we unmorph. So we have to, okay, this is the morph function. We just need to okay, it is disabled here and we have to re-enable it after we unmorph. So now our capsule collider should be getting disabled after we morph, and then it should get re-enabled the moment we morph and morph back into our clear object. So, and before doing that, we have to give the collider game object, which is inside of our which is right here. So let's test this out. Our capsule collider should be properly getting disabled, but I don't really know if our hit detection is still gonna work for our trigger colliders. And if it does work, then we can move on to fixing the sprint animation that is bugging me right now. I don't know how that happened. And then after that, I thought we could add a little bit of funnier sound effect for the jump. Whenever the player jumps, then we can add a small effect which will enhance the feel of the game, which is something that I want to add. Now let me check if the collider got disabled, which it should. Okay, if you guys see, then this is not enabled because it does not have the bright green glow as the other two have. And to confirm it, we can see it is getting disabled. Now the only thing that's left is if the player gets hit on the trigger, and I don't think it's getting hit. Let's get back into making our box collider is non-trigger so that we can detect hit properly. It is non-trigger, but it is getting set to trigger through code, I guess. So let me check where we are setting that to be as trigger. We do not have any reference for this. Okay, we have a box collider right here, so we are getting triggered this. So let's remove this part of our code, and we will not be using the spear collider. I think I'm gonna remove this. It can only work for cabbages and other vegetables, but still a box collider will do pretty much the exact thing that the spear collider will do, so there's no point in keeping the spear collider. So we just removed it as trigger, so now it should work properly. Let me also check if we are setting it as trigger somewhere else. We also have a method where we are disabling all the triggers. This is just to disable the whole game object or the trigger or the collider is there, but not the trigger. So now we should be able to properly get the hit detection working, and after that we also need to make changes to a lot of our props since we have introduced. Maybe we don't need to make changes on all of them, but we might need to make changes on a few of them. So now we should be able to get the heat properly getting detected on our layer after it's getting morphed. Okay, it is not still getting detected. Okay, it got detected, I guess, for once. It got missed again. It is getting detected. Okay, it was getting detected. So now I guess we have to increase the size of the collider because we don't want the object to be inconsistent with the hit detection, because that is the whole point of the game, to have a proper hitbox for the players. Since it was working, the only thing left is to increase the size of the collider, I guess. So let's try that and give it more test to it. Its center is kind of not aligned properly. Maybe like this, and maybe increase the size. And also let's find out the problem why our player was not getting animated properly when we were trying to sprint. Let's add a debug statement. Okay, now the run is walk is true, but run is false. Now the run is also true, but our player is not playing the run animation, but the player is playing the idle animation. So maybe the problem is inside of our animator setup. From our walk to run, we have it as having it running as true, and our is running was also true. Why the fuck is the player getting back to the idle animation? Maybe we are transitioning from walk to idle because we are having is walking as false, and since we can also add one more condition to here. If it's running is also false. Does this mean if both the conditions are true, this will transition from walk to idle, or if only one condition is true, then even though if one condition is true, it can transition? So let me confirm that. If this is the end, so if we currently have is running as false and is walking is also false, then we will go from walk to idle. So let's check if this changed anything for us. I don't know what I changed, but it was working properly before, and I made a smaller change in the player movement to check the easy aiming condition. Okay, now it is working properly. Okay, we just had to add one condition and now it works. Yeah guys, with the movement animation is fixed, and maybe our let's check one more thing. We don't need this. Wait a second. We don't need this debug statement anymore, so we can just remove this. And for the one last time, let me check if our hit detection is working properly, and if it is working properly, then we can move on to adding our jump sound effect, and then we can kind of move into other tasks. What the fuck? Why is the animator not working the for the hunter? It's working, but for hider it's not working. Maybe I have two different animators for hunter and hider, so that will get fixed. We don't need to worry about that for now. So let me check if I am able to climb on top of this. Okay, we are still able to climb properly, and I am also able to make the second jump. And for the moment of truth, see, the hit was not, I don't think the hit got detected right now. Still it's getting missed, but it's getting hit if I try to hit top of this. Okay, I have my crosshair on top of this handle, so let me see. Okay, raycast is working properly, but why is the hit not consistent when I try to hit on the body, but it is getting detected if I try to hit on top of the body? So maybe the box is not properly placed, or we are getting detected, or the hit is getting detected from something else. So let me check that as well. Hot cooking. It's more like getting cooked, tic tac. Not cooking, but getting cooked. See, this capsule collider is still taking hits. Even though it was disabled, it is still taking hits, guys. Why is this happening? And our box collider is not taking any hits, I guess. See, the box collider is not taking it, only the capsule collider is taking hits. And let me check. Our capsule collider is disabled, but I don't know why this is still taking hits. And our box collider is not taking any hits. Let me also make one more change to this. Instead of this, let me add my previous hit detection method. Let me try this one last time, and if it does not work, then we have to find a different way to implement this. Which might cost us a lot of time.
In the rupees 9 workshop that you're providing, what all do you cover?
Why am I getting
And
so
how
many
do you
ads?
learn how to automate it?
Shut the fuck up, bro. Box trigger on. Okay, this is just the debug. Actually, we don't have the trigger as on. Let's see if it is still getting the hit is still getting detected, brother. We don't want that. Yo, Siraj, welcome to the stream, brother. That's why you're deciding is separate from the character controller, but character controller has its own built-in capture creator that recast hit regardless. That's what still taking hits. Don't do the separate capture creator at all. Instead, put the player on a layer that recast ignore when morphed. नमस्ते भाषण चिक्कु के भने हौ नमस्ते भाषण के भनेको ब्रदर के भनेर हौ तिमी put the player on a layer that recasts ignore when morphed. Dude, we didn't want that. के छ बाबु डिजाइनर भयो जस्तो के भनिरहेको सिराज तिम्रो आइडीबाट को आयो मनिष भाइ आयो क्या फेरि गेम लन्च त यार हल्का हल्का सकेसी भयो यार हल्का यो प्रब्लम आइरहेको छ कि ब्रदर यो सकाउनु पर्यो नि ए पर्चल दाइ हो के छ भाइ तँलाई मैले के मेसेज पठाएको थिएँ नि बिहान यार व्हाट्सएपमा हेरिस् क्लड हेर त व्हाट्सएपमा भाइ तँलाई मेसेज पठाएको भाइ पहिला त्यो हेर ब्रदर अन्त सबके साथ बस नजर एक ही है बात खाना खाँदै यस क्या बाहिर तारक मेहता हेर्दै तँलाई हेरिरहेको छु यार के भन्छ तँलाई हेरिरहेको छु मलाई कहाँबाट हेर्ने हो तैँले ए तारक मेहता भनेको ए ठिक छ होइन कि तँलाई व्हाट्सएपमा के मेसेज पठाएको थिएँ नि यार हेर्न
Since the dawn of time, stories have connected us. Open art brings the tools to the storytellers of today. Creating a character is simple, whether it's from a sentence or a single image. Open art brings your vision to life. But that's just the beginning. Once your character is created, you can use it in any story or setting with perfect consistency. With OpenArt's 3D pose editor, you can adjust your character's position and movements with ease.
ए ढुक्क हो त्यसको मलाई के थाहा छ नि तैँले त्यसको लागि ढुक्क भनेस् भन्ने
Want to take it further?
तँलाई गेमको हल्का डेमो दिन्छु नि त रुक
Into any scene or background.
रणबहादुर कति एड आएको यार गुड गोल हान्दै यार म सपनामा त्यही देखिरहेको थिएँ साँच्चै के हान्दैछ त अरू सट्टा लगाइनस् गेम यो हेर पर्छु भाइ यस्तो यस्तो वाला हो के यो बनाएर लुप दिने वाला गेम हो के फर्काले सरकारले बनिदिन नि मिल्छ होइन सेयर किनौँ न तेरो कम्पनीको सेयर अझै छैन यार त्यो कम्पनीको सेयर किन्न मिल्दैन तर उस चाहिँ गर्न मिल्छ है तैँले यतिकै मलाई इसिआमा हाल्दैन पछि कम्पनी ग्रो भएपछि सिधै रिटर्न पाइहाल्छस् कि सेयरको लफडै होइन कि डाइरेक्ट हो कि फेस टु फेस अपर्चुनिटी कस्तो लाग्यो तँलाई डिल डाइरेक्ट फेस टु फेस इन्भेस्टमेन्ट के नो सेयर तैँले यार साइबर सेक्युरिटीको त्यो गरेर मेरो त्यो फेसबुक एकाउन्ट ह्याक भएको त्यसलाई त्यो गर्दैन रिकभर गर्दैन यार ब्लक हानिस् भने घर आइज न घर देखिनस् क्या भाइ के अनलाइन फ्रेन्ड हो क्या म तेरो धेरै ह्याक भयो त्यही कति हाल्न पर्यो यसमा भन्न त्यो त आफ्नो मर्जीले हाल्ने भने सेयरमा त अब आइपिओ गर्दाखेरि 1000 हाल्छस् के अरे त्यसैको इन्टु 2000 हाल्न घान्टुगिरी गर्छस् You can absolutely be hit by recast because your capture is not hitting. यो चाहिँ कसरी हुन्छ यार हालिदिन्छु नि त मजाक गरे होइन फेरि 10K भर्खर न यो गेम लन्च भएपछि अनि त्यसपछि रेस्पोन्स अनुसार हालिदिलास् नि त हुन हेलो ब्रदर अनि के दाजुभाइ बसेर के गरिदियो त The rage hitting one of those instead of the character controller after this hit. If health is null when shooting a player, then Roller brother रमाइलो गर्दै गर्न ल सुरुमा तसँग माग्छु है त ब्रदर ढुक्क यो बक्सको लागि डरले यसलाई त्यो गरे जस्तो लागिरहेको है मलाई So let's increase the radius and height of this, maybe around this size. Hello brother, think we're going to have a good day brother.
But if you want to start a business at 19, things are going to
For the hider, we only have 3 parameters. So let's now we should be able to see our characters run animation being should work properly, and then we can also detect if a character controller was getting blocked by other Churro desu kara. Okay guys, if our character controller works properly, then we might completely remove. Okay, our run animation is getting played properly. We might completely remove the box collider thing and work around our character controller entirely. See, our character controller is not getting But that's the issue with that, bro. Character controller is not getting it detected. Then the problem is not the size, should only the player. You know, whether it should be the layer you are expecting. Okay, so maybe that could be the issue. Let me see that in my spawn. Not in this spawn, but inside of our player movement. Maybe for the other player the character controller was disabled, and that might be the reason we're not able to get the hit registered. So let's try this and check again. If this works, then we might remove the box collider and everything related to that, and we might entirely make our work around with the character controller, since we are able to resize it properly based on the morph, and then it will be easier for us. So we don't have to worry about multiple colliders, just one character controller's collider, and that will be enough. But before that, let me first confirm if that was the real issue. I am flying currently because my character controller is a bit bigger. Yeah, now I can take hits. So that was the main culprit. Okay, this was the real issue. Okay guys, we have found the solution for this. So this was the line which was causing us a lot of issue. was receiving the character control is also in decibels and its built-in capture so raycast was not hitting. If we remove this, clean up morph controller. So we don't need any box or sphere colliders, which is a great thing for us. And we can also use the simple raycast. We don't need any kind of special raycast to detect the triggers and everything. So we can just go to our player hider, and I don't think we need any of these colliders now. So let's remove these, and also let's go to our game scene and see what are the things that changed after we removed. We will still be needing the one box collider for the object, and we do have that, and we don't need any of this box size and box center, spare radius and everything. So it should be inside of our prop morphable object. We should also remove box and sphere colliders from our prop morphable script because we don't need them anymore. We only need the character controller. To our prop morphable. Okay, we should be seeing a clean character controller only. Okay, yeah, it looks fine. We only have the size of the character controller that will be used for the player's character controller, and one box collider that is for the collision detection, and that is it. Let's see if our center and radius works properly. But for the morph position offset, we still have to detect the height of this object, or that can come from the collider itself, so we don't need a specific section for this. So let's try with this, and maybe we were able to fix all these bugs, and if this gets fixed, then we can move into, we might still have to change the size of the character controller for all other objects and see if everything is working correctly, because we have made a lot of changes to this script which affects all of our props. And then we will add a small audio for the jump, which will kind of enhance the experience of the game. And we should also add a smaller particle system effect on jump, which will make this more better. Then we might wanna move into environment design again, because we are still left. We didn't really change the size of the collider here, so we are still flying, which is a bug, which is gonna fixed right away after this. Let me just get okay. Now the size looks pretty good. What the fuck is wrong with this? And to confirm that, let me open up the game and also open the player hider. And if we see the character controller, it's kind of the offset is kind of not proper, so let me see if I can change that. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is open this up and maybe try to centralize this. And then we should also be changing the size of our character controller for the player hider that we increased. This looks like a decent size, maybe a little bit, and increase the height. Yeah, I guess this looks pretty good. So let's test this again, and then we will move into our audios section. Before that, let me some breakfast. Okay, now the player is working properly, but I don't know what happened. Now my contour is
कौन सा स्ट्रीम चल रहा है ना
ठीक है bro. I don't know what happened, but my hunter kind of stopped seeing anything. It's pitch black in the hunter's POV. Maybe that could be a glitch. So, and we are also seeing two different instances of this. How an ass?
एक बार सचिन को पिंग करना हाई करके
ये तो मैं बैठा हूँ
ये और को व्हाट्सएप मांग एक बार चेक करो भैया लोग किधर है
भोक लाग्नुलाई यार आज त चिकन खाइदिनु पर्छ
ओके इसमें लोकेशन भेजो मतलब करेंट लोकेशन तो प्ले नॉर्मल करेंट लोकेशन पे करेंगे
jump
वही लोकेशन आ रहा है तुम्हारा
and particle system
देखो इधर
and I don't know why
30 kilometers
our hunter was not properly okay. Now it is working. Maybe it was getting freezed. The overlay was getting freezed, so that might be the reason for it not working.
ये तो सही है भी एकदम यही है हाँ 30 किलोमीटर यहाँ से और हम लोग पता है अभी कहाँ है हम लोग ये यहाँ पे तुम हो यहाँ पे ये ठीक लोकेशन दिखा रहा था और तुमको क्या मेरा लोकेशन कितना दिखा रहा था तुमको मेरा लोकेशन 1 घंटा 36 मिनट दिख रहा है मौत हो जाएगा इंसान करना चाहिए ये पेनिया में भी नहीं रहती है बहुत दूर रहती है
बस 2 बजे तक खाना खा के भी खत्म कर लेंगे
हाँ
फिर 2 बजे के बाद का शेड्यूल है हम लोग का
जी क्या चीज का शेड्यूल है
उस स्ट्रीम का
हाँ
2 बजे आ रहा
ये
है
हाँ,
आगे
हाँ,
अभी भी आएगा शायद
सही भाई देवांशु भी बुलाते हैं
वो तो नहीं आएगा वो तो ऑफिस में
ऑफिस में बड़ा मसाला वाला पूरा देता हूँ सिर्फ मिक्स करके फटाफट बनता है किसकी कंपनी में देखना है जो
2 बाइट्स में हो
किसकी कंपनी में है हो गया सिक्योर। क्या क्या चीज है तो हो गया। सीआरएम है, मोकला दोगी सीआरएम में। किधर है ऑफिस? राधे श्याम। उसमें क्या सीआरएम में बैटरी करना क्या? करना क्या है सीआरएम में? क्या क्या क्या?
Start.
दीदी का 45 सैलरी नहीं आया है।
It stop the screen fade fades to black when game start but never fades back in like it was being missed also for the quick view. It's an all-time burst. It's on the call and the post.
वो ऑफिस किधर है उसका? हाँ? उसका ऑफिस किधर है सीआरएम का? अब तुम राजर्षि नगर से पेनिया तुम ट्रैवल करोगी कितने दिन?
Morph controller.
अब तुम मतलब एक सेकंड तुम्हारा अभी तुम किधर रुकी हो भाई? हमको तो ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा। सोनाली दीदी दीदी कौन?
Wait, तिमी अर्को रुममा बसेको खाना न
और नहीं बोलते ना
यहाँ स्ट्रिममा तिम्रो आवाज आइरहेको कि
आवाज नहीं मेरा। ठीक है अब तो लड़के भी अपने पर आए हुए हैं। अपने लड़के अपने रूम से बता देंगे सारा लड़कियों के साथ।
Let me see if the feed issue is because we changed the script, and I don't think there would have been any kind of relation from that script with the fade effect, but still we are seeing it. What the fuck? Why is there no camera getting assigned for the player 1? But for the player 2, there is a camera. So the camera is getting lost. How the fuck that? How the fuck is that possible? I did change for the Morph controller and brought Morphable, which was, let me also change the Morph controller to its original one. So this was the Morph controller that was getting used before I made changes to it. And let me also check the player movement script. I did change part of the code around here. Okay, so maybe this was the problem, because we are returning out of this for the other player, and we have a camera logic around here, so maybe removing this code was letting all the players to run this part of the code as well, and after the second player joins, it was kind of stealing the camera from the first player. So that might be the issue. So let's fix. I don't think the Morph controller was the new Morph controller was working, and also our prop Morphable should also work properly. Okay, yeah, now it got fixed. And let's also check if the hit detection is working properly. Okay, we are getting hit properly, and after we morph into the object, let's check if it is working properly again. No player, we didn't get hit. We're still not getting it. What the fuck, bro? How are we not getting it? Okay, now we got it. What the fuck? I thought it got fixed entirely, but maybe. There are still layers to this, guys. We can just fix everything in a single sitting, I guess. So let me just go back here, and it might be that the size of character controller is getting decreased for only the player, but for the hunter the size might still be the same. That could also be the issue, because you never know. In the multiplayer you get a lot of different kinds of problems than you expected it to have. If this was a regular player's height, see, the character controller is
Right.
so, guys. We have to figure out one more solution to this. That is, so the character controller's height. So machine X research, the character controller, hunters, machine guides, CCS, where objects on the hunter client. Character control things are not network by default, they are a local physics component, not something that things automatically like does for the makes easy dimensions, network properties, and apply them in render for remote clients too. Yeah, it does make sense. So yeah guys, we have to remember is that is a locally controlled visibility unusual since CC normally expects to drive its own object's movement. That is on it, but it does. This should be safe. You're just changing its physical dimensions for collision purposes, not its movement logic. Okay. So we have to inside of our morph controller. Okay, we have to add we need 3 of these networked components and inside of our morph. And then in render So now this should be a final fix. See guys, are you guys seeing this? Even when I add or I fix one thing, then still a lot of things are left to get fixed. That's the thing with networking and working with multiplayer. There are a lot of things that we do not really know that could also be affected by the changes that we make, but we are not really that we are unaware of. But since we make changes to it, we also need to make changes on other parts of the game. So now, please do work. No, still it's not working. Okay, I think it worked. It took a little while for it to react, but it kind of worked. I think it worked, guys. What do you guys think? Maybe the first hit was onto the second object, which was behind the first object. So let me check the stream for that. We don't have power supply since last night till now. Network is very bad. Yo, Kiyomi, welcome to the stream. And how are you not having power supply? How do you live, Kiyomi? Maybe I should test this one more time. Guys, I think we got update. We got update in our Mobile Legends. So let's try this one more time, and then we might be able to. move into other parts of this game, because let me come to the place where the hunter is so that I can know properly if my hit is really getting registered or not. Okay, now the height looks pretty normal to me. We are still not able to get hit. Maybe around here. Yeah, I think it got fixed, guys. And if we hit here, we are getting hit on this object. And if we hit this one more time, then yeah, it died. So it is working, guys. And now we are also able to, since we have only one collider, we also have, I don't think that has a lot of impact on the performance, just having a single collider, but it's good not having extra colliders when we don't need them to be. Guys, the new season is starting in 30 minutes. Are you guys excited about it? And let me see what this new season has to offer. You made some truly treasurable memories in the land of Dawn. You have 6 new heroes added, 9 new skins. And I used a total of 24 heroes. I played a total of 209 matches with Yuzong. So this season I kind of played a lot of games with Yuzong. Okay, so I fought 244 matches with Madolf. Dude, I got epic. Epic 2. What the fuck, you me? You told me that we were about to get legend, but I'm in epic. A new hero. I think new hero is coming today. Or maybe some other day, but this season is gonna be all about the new hero, which is Hirara. So guys, now it's time to search for sound effects. Guys, what do you think about this sound? I think this sound is pretty good. Not the second part, but the first part. This should sound really cool when we jump after getting morphed. Yeah, maybe we should use this. This is gonna be our jump. The unedited version of jump. And now we have to use, we might need to edit this a little bit. I don't think we need any of this. And also we don't need any of this. Yes, this sound, I think this sound will work pretty well with our game. So let's use this audio. So let's go to our prefabs and inside of our hider, because we don't need this sound for the hunter. This sound is only gonna be used by the hider. Choose an audio source. And for the clip, let's go to our assets. Bring this audio effect. And then we have to find where we are implementing the jump so that we only get the effect after if the jump is actually being made. We have this script for handle jump. So after everything is done, we wanna we also need audio source. And inside of our spawn we want this should only be for the input authority, because we don't want to hear other players jumping. So now the only thing that is left is, after we apply force and everything, we want audio to play one shot, the jump sound. I think this would be enough for us to get the jump sound. If I get morphed and hit jump, we are not able to hear the audio, guys. Why is that? Maybe we have not yet assigned the audio. If I go to my prefabs and inside of my hider, I guess we have not yet assigned our audio clip, and that is the reason the clip was not getting played. So let's check again, and this time I really hope the audio to be played properly. Lawyer brother said, proposal brother, अटोमेटिक हो कि भाइ अटोमेटिक भनिदिन्छ कि नाइट बोटले फेरि सिया लेटर भनेर Okay, the sound is pretty good. We are also able to make jump on top of these edges, so which is a good thing. We might also want to add collider on top of the spike. We can also bunny hop. Maybe I should also remove this part so that the audio feels kind of an instant. Maybe this as well. Let's go to our assets inside our prefabs, and now we can remove this audio and bring back the new audio. So let's check this again and see if we got any kind of improvements for this. You guys, let's go. This working perfectly.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna end the stream, and we'll also stream